Hello, welcome to Sewing Report Live. I'm Jennifer Moore, your host, and we help you discover your love of sewing here. So welcome if this is your first time. If you're coming back, thank you very much for supporting the show. In this episode, we're going to be talking all about difficult fabrics, and believe me, I know a little something about that. So I was hoping this hour we could kind of talk about which fabrics give us the most problems. If you found any helpful tricks for maybe dealing with those, and I'll share some of my own experiences with you, including with this cardigan, which took me 2 years to finish. So yeah, I know. I'm obviously a very fast seamstress, right? So anyways, welcome if you're here. Hopefully you like the new, I finally upgraded the intro for this show to reflect the other videos. And yeah, so hello everybody. If you're watching, happy Sunday. I'm here and I'm very glad I was able to finally upgrade the webcam because there's a bit of a mess happening in this room, and I'm very glad that nobody can actually really see what's happening because you'd be horrified. So first off, let me share the poll results from last week with you guys. So I asked, is it okay to cut up and repurpose quilts? I have to admit, I was kind of surprised by the answers. So 59% of you said, yes, you can do whatever you want. 34% said only if the quilt is damaged, and only 6% said no. And I was kind of surprised because the reason I decided to do that question was because I've seen lots of kind of blowout, sort of blowback from a few quilters that had cut up quilts for other projects, and they got reamed out, man. Like, I was, again, I can understand you disagreeing, but some of these people got, like, torn up, and I thought that was interesting. So people obviously have very strong opinions, at least on Facebook. At least in this crowd, you guys seem pretty chill. So 59% do whatever you want. That's cool. And I would say I don't really have an opinion either way. I think for me it would depend on the situation, but here's the thing, even if I disagreed with something somebody did, I don't think I would probably be nasty to them about it or, tell them they were a horrible person like some of these people were on Facebook. I think there's a way to get your point across without being super mean. And I have seen some super nasty comments on Facebook, and that's not cool. So anyways, if you want to participate in this week's poll, there's an eye up here in this corner of the screen, the upper right-hand corner. Click on it, and you will also see some recommended videos that I will be sharing with you this week. And also, you will see a little poll question, and I'm asking, which fabrics give you the most problems? And there are some options. You can also choose other, and feel free to share in the comments. If, obviously there's so many different types of fabric, you can't list them all. But yeah, leave me a comment. Let me know what fabric gives you the most issue sewing and how have you dealt with that. If you have any tips, tricks, let's share them. I thought that would be interesting. I know I have a lot of fabrics that I just kind of shy away from. Like if I have a bad experience, tulle is another one I just thought of now. I've sewn with it once. It was a bit of a challenge. Let's just say that. So anyone with tips, let's share them. Let's try to help each other out. Hopefully this will be a fun hour. I've not brushed my hair this week, but that's okay. But I'm here. We got the new webcam, and I would like to say, obviously this hour I will be talking about February's sponsor of the live show, Terial Magic, but this company really made this show possible. They helped me upgrade this equipment. Thanks to Terial Magic, we've got this new, 2018 webcam, and I was finally able to get my own microphone, so I no longer have to share it with my husband, because we both have been going back and forth. I think he was a little tired of me constantly taking it for interviews and shows and stuff, because I have been taping a lot of interviews for various things. And he said it was, quote unquote, cutting into his prime gaming time. So I'm very glad. So thank you, Terial Magic, for being the sponsor this month, because you guys helped me get some at least some more relevant equipment. Because I will be honest, the webcam I had been using for this show is from 5 years ago. It is not at all new. It was not at all new. So I'm very glad this one has background replacement. So I could put this is kind of interesting. I could put any image I want behind me. It could be a photo. It could be something super crazy. I chose to just blur out the background so it didn't hurt your eyes too much. Some of the stuff, this webcam I think is meant for gamers, so you can replace it with like your gameplay screen. Obviously, we're not playing video games during this show. I have not heard of any sewing video games, so I don't know. My interest is pretty low in that area. But welcome everybody. Let me pop up the chat window. Let's see here. Get things going. All right. Let's see here. Hello everybody. All right. And thank you, Kirsten. Yes, I would agree. The new camera makes me look a lot less scary. So it's a little bit more flattering. And I like it, I'm a fan. So I'm pretty excited about this all. All right, we got Tiffany. I actually only used difficult fabric twice. A stretch lace and a lightweight knit. I made a skirt with the lace and a cardigan with the knit. It wasn't awful, but I'll do more research next time. I hear you there. All right, Terry, Starch, and Stabilizer are my best friends. Good tip. All right, we got Deshinda. Knits are fine for me, but wovens have given me a problem. What's the best kids pattern for woven? Deshinda, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I bought some patterns. I did a video a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was last week, called the Playgroup dress. That pattern line, you can purchase them. They're fairly inexpensive. And I think pretty much all of the patterns are meant for woven fabric, and I really liked the pattern line. I'm actually going to be doing some videos hopefully soon about another pattern line I discovered called Misuzu patterns. Super cute stuff, but I have noticed that most of the patterns are for knit fabric, so that might not be up your alley. Wait, if you like knits, okay, you were specifically asking for woven, but if you do like sewing with knits, this Misuzu patterns might be something you would want to check out too. I just bought some super cute patterns from there, including baby booties. Do I have a baby? No. But that's not going to stop me from making baby booties, because I think they look adorable. Hello, we got Empress Noel. Rebecca, have you tried using clips instead of straight pins? Wonder clips when using slippery fabrics have had great results. I have had some hit or miss luck with the Wonder clips. When I tend to put them on like slippery fabric, I've noticed they tend to like weigh the fabric down, so it kind of makes it hard to work with. I would say the best things I've used for slippery fabrics are like those very sharp like pins meant for silk or satin. I've had pretty good luck with those. But yeah, when I attach the Wonder clips to them, I've just noticed that they it just they don't stay, especially for the slippery fabrics. For me, they just don't really stay very well. But yeah, the silk and satin pins I find have been a good thing to have. All right, got Jamie. I braved a lightweight knit fabric for my first time sewing a dress. That was a challenge. Not in a hurry to pick another lightweight knit. Makes cotton woven so true. Yes, it does. And this cardigan, I did a video on it a couple weeks ago also. It was a long time UFO because I was having trouble. It was really difficult to put through a serger, and I used the serger to make the whole thing. But I actually used Terial Magic, our sponsor's product, which, by the way, not only are they sponsored, but I've become a big super fan. I'm not kidding you. After this sponsorship is over, I was even thinking about doing more videos that they're not paying me to do in any way, because I was like, there's actually a lot of uses for this product. But I sprayed Terial Magic on these pattern pieces that I'd already cut out, ironed them, and it made it seriously so much easier to work with. If not for that product, I would not have finished this make. So if you are working with a material that is machine washable and has some natural fibers in it. I don't know how well it would work for things like minky or like spandex or something. But anything you can iron is machine washable. Would probably work on it. And I'll show you guys some samples in a little bit. But I think that stuff worked really well. And again, I was able to easily serge everything. You can sew with it much better. It doesn't get eaten in the machine, which is the problem I was having with the lightweight knits, was that when I would try to put it through your sewing machine, it would get stuck and then it would just go into the throat. It would just go into like your needle plate or whatever. So that was not fun for anybody. So yeah. All right, we got some questions. Fabric Hoarder, I like how your name is Fabric Hoarder. How is your no fabric challenge going? So far, I have not messed it up at all. I have not purchased any fabric this year. Again, we're only at the end of February, so, you know, it's been hard, though. I've seen a couple fabric lines where I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, and this week, Fabric.com is having like a big sale on Liberty of London fabric, and I was like, man... I've had a few moments where I was like, I wish I wasn't on the fabric ban, but then I'm like, the greater good, Jen, the greater good. You know, this is for the best. Plus, since I've already publicly announced that I was doing this, I do feel like it would seem pretty hypocritical if I went back on that. So the public pressure is a factor in that too. Otherwise, I probably would have cheated by now. But I have not. And if I even told you guys, if I get fabric like given to me or like as a gift, I will be unloading that same amount of fabric. So I will be like giving it away or selling it at a low price. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to de-stash it on my like Shop Sewing Report Instagram account for very cheap. So keep an eye on that account. I'm also going to be de-stashing hopefully soon some patterns and stuff, for and here's the thing. So doing giveaways on social media comes with a ton of rules and restrictions. I wish I could do more giveaways like on this channel, but the YouTube rules are just insane. And I'm kind of afraid of like not being able to adhere to them or missing something. So that's why I haven't really been doing giveaways. But I think my way around that is I think I'm going to de-stash stuff just super cheap on that Instagram account. So I think that's how I'm going to handle this. If I have stuff I want to give away, I'm going to pretty much give it away. Just be like, hey, you know, chip in $5 for shipping and you'll get this. So I think that's my way of tackling it, just because I've heard some horror stories from people who tried to do giveaways and, you know, you have all these there are so many FTC regulations, and then there's usually rules for each social media platform. Plus, the rules differ by country. So since you guys watch, and I know not everyone is in the US, you also have to adhere, that's why some people only open the giveaways to only residents of a certain country, is just because there's no way they could really adhere to every single rule. It's very difficult, and it's been a real big pain in the butt. I wish it was easier. Believe me, I wish it was easier. All right, let's read some more comments. All right. Kirsten, I have a weird attraction to silk chiffons and charmeuse and literally have hundreds of yards in my stash. Okay, does anyone have any tips for Kirsten? I personally have not had much experience sewing with those fabrics. I'm a wimp, and I've been sticking to what I know. I'm trying to get out of that rut. But if you have any tips for Kirsten, feel free to chime in. Rebecca, I've had trouble stitching my through my baby quilt. Maybe I need to change my needle. I see an old-fashioned Singer my mom had when I was young, straight stitch. Good question. Yeah, maybe change your needle. I don't know if is it cotton fabric? You know, that's another question. You know, yeah, let's get some more information. Maybe we can try to help out Rebecca. All right, Ellen, I like fabric that doesn't stretch for me. The projects come out better. I really do like the Wonder Clips. Awesome. All right, we got Anna, Game Boy Mario family plugged into a Singer Future to embroider Mario characters. That's really neat. Very cool. Game Boy Mario. I'm assuming that's a YouTube channel. Clearly, I'm not in the gaming crowd, but that sounds really awesome. All right, Cynthia, good tips. Rebecca, you might want to try a walking foot. I like that. All right, and she sews with a faux quilt expression 4.2. That's interesting. I was actually looking at that machine a few years ago. It has a built-in walking foot called IDT. This is my new machine. Awesome. I replaced a 10-year-old faux that still works wonderfully as well. Awesome. Okay, Kirsten, I love to sew with it. It does require a lot of patience. Oh, and I have seen a few good tutorials for those types of fabrics on Professor Pincushion's channel. That might be a good one. I need to experiment a little. I really hope this year, I haven't sewn, in full confession, I haven't sewn with any of the fabrics I bought from Fabric Wholesale Direct, and I do need to do that. Anyways, all right, we're going to take a quick detour and talk a little bit about our sponsors. Okay, so this month, as I've already mentioned, we have an awesome sponsor. It is Terial Magic, and it is a temporary fabric stabilizer. So what that is it means you spray it on your fabric, and this is the new design bottles. If you order it from like the website or from Amazon, you may get the older bottles, like the one I have. But that they've redesigned the website, they've redesigned everything about it. And I'm so grateful that they are partnering up with me this month because, again, they helped me upgrade the equipment. The people I've been working with there have been awesome, very nice folks. It's actually kind of a small business based out of Oregon. So that's cool. And what you do, it's very easy to use. All you have to do is, yes, so this is the bottle you will probably get if you order it. Easy to do. You just spray it on your fabric. You kind of let it saturate. So that's the back of the bottle. And so yeah, you put your fabric. You can put it in like a container, a bowl. I put it in a glass dish. You can also use trash bags. You can put it in a trash bag. You can spread a trash bag out. So you let the product saturate in. So it is almost kind of like a starch fabric, but there's no starch in it, so it won't attract bugs. And if you're doing craft projects, it can actually be kind of a more permanent solution if you use some like acrylic. You let it dry until it's almost damp, pretty much, and then you iron it. And it really gives your fabric this like very paper-like consistency. Jamie, it doesn't really have a fragrance. It kind of smells like laundry. That's how I would put it. But the good thing about it, Jamie, is that it will wash out. So you can see the difference between the treated and untreated fabric. It kind of turns your fabric into paper. You can actually put that fabric through the printer. You can use it for embroidery, which is great. So it eliminates the need for actual stabilizer. And you can use it for t-shirt quilts. It works great for knit fabrics. So if you're looking for a solution, this might be it. So I did use it on the sweater that I'm wearing, and that actually really helped me finish the project. So let me show you guys some samples. So I tried Terial Magic out on a few fabrics just to see like how it would respond, and I was pleasantly surprised. So the first sample I have is cotton voile, or voile. I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing that right. This fabric was pretty difficult for me to work with, I'll be honest. It was not a good time, and I really wish I had discovered this product earlier. This is the treated side. So you can see it's pretty stable. Doesn't move much. This is the untreated fabric, and it's real flimsy. Again, I'm going to be honest, this fabric was a bit of a bitch to sew with. It was not easy. I was extremely frustrated at many times while sewing a shirt with this. I, of course, tried to sew a collared shirt with this fabric. Bad idea for my first collared shirt. I regret it. The next fabric is a knit fabric, and I was kind of skeptical about how it would really do, but it did awesome. So this is the untreated fabric, and you can see, look how, very stretchy, very pliable. And again, as you know, sometimes knits can be a little bit difficult, and this is even more of a stable knit too. Like this is not like this knit is extremely lightweight and flimsy. This knit is even a little more substantial. So this is it, stretchy. This is the treated piece. And look at, a lot more paper-like, and it does not stretch. So I'm actually pulling it really hard, and it doesn't stretch. So if you're trying to make a t-shirt quilt, or if you're trying to sew with knit fabric like it's a woven, this stuff is for you. And let me show you the sample that I had in the video. This is quilting cotton. This is the untreated piece. Sorry, and the camera's kind of trying to focus real hard, and it's not. So this is the untreated piece, and then this is the treated piece. And it really makes a big difference. Plus, the good thing is it washes out. So obviously you can only use this with machine washable fabrics. Don't use it on like dry clean only stuff. Probably not great for like, probably not as great for polyester fabrics or like stuff with synthetics. But like, I was actually going to try to use Terial Magic on rayon, because I do have some rayon and it looks like it's going to be difficult. I think what I'm going to do, now that I know about the product and I haven't cut out pattern pieces, I think I'm going to treat fabric before I cut out the pattern pieces to try to make that process easier too. So if you treat bigger pieces of fabric, you lay it out, you can cut your pattern pieces easier, and then hopefully it'll be easier to sew with. The one thing the company does say is to not try to mix, like if you have used solution like in a container, don't remix it with the unused stuff. They said that would be a bad idea. But other than that, everything's like, I've been trying it out for different things. I used it on that craft project where I made a lampshade, and the stuff works really well. So I've been really, really impressed by it. I was kind of surprised, I don't get a ton of companies reaching out to me like that, but and some of the ones that have like either don't fit this channel or something I would never use. So I'm like, yeah, no thanks. But I've been really pleasantly surprised by this partnership and the product. I like it. I got a couple questions. Okay. Okay, voile. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, how does everyone pronounce voile? Like, I don't even know if that's right. S. Douglas, I've had trouble with rayon crepes, which are also difficult to mark. Also, I was told that they will pill. Ooh. I hope not. The rayon I have is cotton and steel. I have pre-washed it. It did not pill, luckily. So I was going to try to treat that with the Terial Magic and just see if that made it better, just because it is a very lightweight fabric. All right, Mila, can you use in quilting? You certainly can use in quilting. A lot of, from what I can tell, Terial Magic is great if you are trying to, and also I use Terial Magic to stabilize the fabric to use in a cutting system. So I used it with my Cricut. You can use it with a silhouette, and it eliminates your need to putting like fusible, stabilizer on the back or something. So it kind of helps you skip a step. Great for embroidery. You can, so it kind of gives you a cleaner look. You don't have to use tearaway stabilizer. It might be good for buttonholes too. I was thinking if you got buttonholes, it would be great for that. Quilting definitely, and it would be great if you're doing particularly I think t-shirt quilts, because as you know, those often require stabilizer, and you don't really want to add a lot of bulk to the t-shirt when you're quilting it. A lot of people add lightweight stabilizer, but again, that adds a little more stiffness to the quilt, and sometimes you don't want that. Okay, Liz says she pronounces voile. I say with a long O, like when you are sick. Okay, interesting. Okay, all right. And S. Douglas, you can get Terial Magic on, I think mostly online now. You can get it it's on Amazon, or you can go to the Terial Magic website. I did get a viewer named Kathleen saying that she found the shipping was a little bit high outside the United States. So if you are outside the US, Amazon's probably your best bet. All right. Deshinda, thanks for turning me on to Fabric Wholesale Direct. I've ordered poplin, twill, and fleece. Great prices, and I will be ordering knits next. Deshinda, awesome to hear that. And I do have a link. I have a referral link down below for anyone else who's interested in Fabric Wholesale Direct. Great prices. And I did order cotton blend knits from there. And I liked the quality so far. I think the quality seems pretty good. Fabric Hoarder, this is a little off topic, but how do you get better at cutting fabric? I find that no matter what I do. I cannot cut a pattern out properly without putting a million pins to it, which takes forever. You know, fabric hoarder, I got some very cheap but heavy washers from my local hardware store. And I've been using those as pattern weights, and then I've been trying to use a rotary cutter to cut out my pattern pieces, and that's been working out pretty well. But I'm excited to try Terial Magic out with like the difficult fabrics, because I've had trouble with cutting out the knit fabric as well. I've noticed like it kind of stretches or gets warped when you're cutting it, not always super accurate. And I've had trouble with like polyester crepe and that sort of thing. So yeah, washers work really well as pattern weights, and they're really inexpensive. I know I've seen lots of expensive pattern weights all over the place. Although if you are going to drop money on pattern weights, there is an Etsy shop called like Oh So Quaint, SEW, and she sells really like amazing looking pattern weights that look like food. Like they look like donuts or petit fours or like macaroons. So if you do want to drop a lot of money on pattern weights that are super cute, those are pretty neat looking. I do not own them, but I've seen them all over Instagram and I'm a little bit jealous, I'll be honest. All right, Empress Noel, my Terial Magic arrived yesterday, as well as my super slippery cotton voile. Excited to give it a try. Let me know how it goes. Because again, I tried it on my cotton voile and I was like, this is awesome. I wish I had done this for my actual sewing, because I just had a lot of trouble with it and it was not fun. But yeah. All right, Jen. Okay. Funny you should mention it. Did you sign up for Craftsy Unlimited? I did. I signed up this week. There is a link in the description box if you're interested. To get that $100 coupon off though, I've seen you need to check your email, or I've seen some Facebook ads for it. So if you log onto Facebook, you might, like if you, of course, you know, Facebook is tracking our every move. So if you Google Craftsy and then go to Facebook, you will probably immediately get a Craftsy ad, because the internet is creepy like that. So yes, I did sign up for Craftsy Unlimited. I have not watched a lot yet, but it does seem like you have access to all the classes. I have not come across any class that I did not have access to yet. So, so far everything seems pretty okay with that. So, yeah, I signed up, and, yeah, so it says go to Unlimited. And actually I can kind of show you the screen. All right, I'll show you the screen so you can kind of see what it looks like. So yeah, so it says, so here's my home screen or whatever. And yeah, you can see, I have not come across any, and there's also like they made like a few original series. So that looks kind of interesting. I don't know how much of that I'll watch, but we'll see. Flashcards, watch artistic handmade cards come together. I don't know what that's about, but so yeah, I did purchase Craftsy Unlimited. Because right now until February 28th, you can, like, again, this is like an email or like a Facebook ad deal. So you have to specifically find like that particular page. But you can get a year of Craftsy Unlimited for $120 US, which means $10 a month. And you get $100 in coupons for anything in the supply shop. So that's what I was really interested in. Okay, so it looks like the Craftsy Unlimited thing is sort of on another page. So I guess after your trial period is over, you get a $25 like kind of voucher coupon per quarter. So you'll get it 4 times, and then you can use it for anything in the supply shop. And I was actually thinking about buying some knitting or crocheting supplies and maybe giving that a shot. Since I already have a ton of sewing supplies, I was thinking about trying to get some stuff I don't have. They also have a lot of cake decorating stuff. That looks kind of interesting. But yeah, I'm excited to try some of the other type of classes they have. You know, like maybe try a spin class. Oh, like, okay, at first I thought spinning like, you know, like riding bikes or something. All right, so you can learn how to spin your own yarn and stuff. That's cool. I think they have woodworking classes. They got photo classes, drawing, woodworking. I have actually been doing a little woodworking this week for a DIY project. That will be a video as well. So yeah, it looks like you do have access to all the classes, and I believe you also get free shipping on, I think you get free shipping on anything you order too. So Craftsy normally has like a $4.99 flat shipping rate, and I'm pretty sure, like, let me just try to put something in the cart. I think you get free shipping on anything you order. Let me just try to stick something in here and see, like, what happens. Let's see here. Proceed to checkout. Let's see what happens now. Shipping $4.99. Wait a second. I'm in the... I thought I was supposed to get free shipping. That's what it said. Huh. All right. I'll have to investigate this because on the ad, it says that you're supposed to get free shipping. Okay. So I'm kind of curious. Because it did not list free shipping when I went to the checkout. But as one of the perks, you are supposed to get free shipping. So I think that's kind of interesting. Let me see here. Hold on a second. I'm a little suspicious now, Craftsy. Come on now. And I am a Craftsy affiliate, but I am not beholden to Craftsy, so I will tell you if there's something going on. So yeah, you're supposed to be able to... Yeah, let me show you. So this is the page... Hold on a second. So this is the page that, like, you get if you got the coupon. So it says, like, join Craftsy Unlimited, get $100 in supplies, you know, blah, blah, blah. All right, supplies are just the cherry on top. But yeah, I thought there was something that said free... Did they take the free shipping away? No, see, here we go. Free U.S. shipping on Craftsy.com. Okay, Craftsy, what the hell, man? Yeah, right there it says free U.S. shipping on Craftsy.com. I'm in the U.S. What's going on here? I don't know. So I'll have to figure this out because that's... I don't know. That's not very cool, Craftsy. You're supposed to get free shipping. I don't know. All right, let's try save and continue. Let's see. Oh, wait, and by the way, that's my old address, so whatever. I don't live there anymore. Let's see here. Save. I don't really want to pay for this stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, it still lists the shipping. All right, that's kind of weird. I'll have to see what you have to do to get the free shipping. Let's see. Craftsy Unlimited free shipping. Let's see here. So how do you get the free shipping? Because it did not. It definitely did not list free shipping for that. So that is kind of weird. Huh. Okay, how does this offer work? Coupons. You know, I wonder if maybe it kicks in. So I'm still in my 7-day free trial. I will report back though, because if they're not giving you free shipping, they're definitely advertising. They're certainly advertising the free shipping, and if they're not actually giving it to you, I will tell you, because that was one of that was honestly a factor in why I signed up. I was like, okay, you get free shipping on anything you order. That's cool, and it did clearly say that on the ad. So I don't know, Craftsy, what's up with that? We will see. You are supposed to get free shipping, so again, I'm only like 2 days into the 7-day trial period. So after the 7-day trial period, maybe in next week's show, we'll try that again and see what happens. Cause that's a little suspicious, Craftsy. So yeah, I don't know. So we'll see, but you are supposed to get free shipping. And if that's not happening, I think we need to know about it. Anyways, thank you very much. Okay, Rebecca, I used Terial Magic when making wreaths to decorate a big quilt show. They turned out great. Awesome. So basically you're using like the Terial Magic to kind of make some fabric shapes. That sounds, all right, that sounds like a really cool project. Marva, are you familiar with National Sewing Circle? You know, I get their emails. I don't know. It's not something that really interests me too much. I think they've got their own thing going on, but that's the thing. Like, there's so many choices for us with like the online classes. Everyone's selling classes. I went with the option that was the most cost effective and one I'd already had experience with. Do I think every Craftsy class is amazing? No. In fact, I was actually thinking about doing some videos about which Craftsy classes I've taken and which ones I think are worthwhile. I don't really want to bash the classes I hate or don't like, so I might just focus on the classes that I really like, to kind of, because there's like thousands of classes on there. So I was thinking of maybe doing like a show or some videos about which ones I think are the best, or the ones where I like the instructors the best, something like that. If that's something you guys are interested in, let me know. All right, Vic, thank you very much. I really hope that this channel gets more sponsorships. I feel like Jen's subscribers are really receptive to new products and ideas. And thank you so much, Vic. And I think one thing I really want to get across is that I would maybe like to work with more companies like Terial Magic, but I don't really think I want to be like one of those sewing bloggers that only does stuff because people pay them. I personally get turned off when bloggers do that, when every post is sponsored by somebody and you kind of wonder whether they're giving you their real opinion, because clearly whenever there is a monetary exchange, of course you're going to be a bit biased about it. Like, again, I think for you to say that you're not is a lie. Again, I'm really glad I really do like this product, Terial Magic. I honestly would buy it regardless, and in fact, I'm going to order more anyways. But when you start getting people like hawking like weird stuff, or they're trying to sell you $12,000 sewing machines or something, I kind of start to wonder, like I do. So I really want this channel to be about being not only a consumer of sewing products, but a smart consumer of sewing products, because we don't want to waste our money on stuff that doesn't work or that we don't need. And I really don't want to push that. That is against my personal philosophy, and I feel very conflicted about promoting this high amount of consumerism. Everyone on YouTube is constantly showing off what they bought, their new flashy cars, their closets full of clothes, and I kind of don't like that direction. I don't think it's financially wise, and I don't want to promote or encourage people to do something that I would not do. I'm a very cheap person. I don't really spend a lot of money. I buy boxed wine and I drive a 10-year-old car, if that gives you any idea of who I am. This show has like no budget. Again, I'm very glad this sponsorship happened, because it did allow me to upgrade the equipment. And I've kind of shared this with you before. This channel is not like flush with cash. It does not make a lot of money, and pretty much all of the money that does come in through the YouTube ads or like the affiliate programs, it goes back into the channel, because I'm personally focused on growing this community. That's more important to me than money. Again, it's not that I don't like money. It's not that I hate it, but my goal at this point with Sewing Report is to help more people to sew. That's the whole point of it. I want to grow. I really want the sewing community to grow. As we've seen with the closure of Free Spirit Fabrics, clearly there are some businesses that are in jeopardy. This industry is in jeopardy. I don't want that to happen. So I am dedicated and very passionate about helping people sew, introducing sewing to more people, and really just growing this space. I think that's good for everyone. And in fact, this week I'll be posting an interview, sort of a chat I did with Brenda and Jason from Pink Castle Fabrics. We had a really great conversation about the sewing industry, and they had some really interesting insight. So look forward to that this week, because that will be coming up soon. And I'm really glad I got to talk to them, because I've talked to them a lot, just privately over the years. And I've learned so much about the business that they have introduced me to. And I have found that most of what they told me has been correct about, there are certain perspectives on different aspects of the business. So I'm really excited to put that up. It's going to be guys, we talked for like 2 hours. It it was starting to be like a Joe Rogan podcast or something. So, we just talked about so many different things, but I'm really glad we got to do that. I think it'll be interesting, hopefully. And, but Jason at one point said, he's like, you know what, there are some things happening in the sewing world where businesses will make decisions that are good for them, business-wise, but not good for the consumer and not good for the overall health of the community. And I thought that was a very interesting point he made. All right, let's get some comments. Okay, Cynthia, does the free shipping happen after the trial period? That's what I'm wondering. But it clearly states on the website that you get free U.S. shipping. So I want my free U.S. shipping, guys. Like Craftsy, come on. All right, how many sewing patterns do you have? Oh man, that's a good question. Probably. Okay, so I have a lot of duplicates, and in fact, I have a lot of duplicates that I will probably be destashing. As far as how many different sewing patterns I have, like probably around 40 to 50, probably. I really don't plan on buying any more for a while, unless I see something super cool, maybe, or if it's a really great deal, possibly. I don't need any more sewing patterns. I honestly, like, I can't even keep up with what I have. So probably next year, I'm probably going to add like a no sewing pattern challenge. Maybe that'll be it. I don't know. Terry, I think constructive criticism of the classes you don't like would be helpful. So here's the thing. I feel a little conflicted about that, only because I don't want to hate on, I don't like the idea of hating on people, because the things I have to say they wouldn't be very nice. I will leave it at this. My views on Craftsy are that I think some of the classes are very helpful. And I think the instructors I think most of the instructors Craftsy has are knowledgeable in their areas. I'm not saying they're bad at sewing. I'm not saying that they don't know what they're talking about. For the most part, I guess my problem is more with the presentation. I would say about half the Craftsy instructors, if I was the producer, and again, I have worked as a TV producer, I would not put them on camera. They may be okay at teaching in a classroom setting, but your on-camera presence and persona is so important, especially when you're dealing with an audience that's seeing you on video and not there with you, one-on-one. And I would say, I think they need to vet the people they're putting on these classes better, giving them these classes and shows. I think they need to do a better job with picking people who are right for video, because as I've experienced, not everyone is cut out to be on camera. It's just not happening for some people. The people that they do put up, the people that have potential, they need more on talent. They need more talent coaching. Which doesn't seem to be happening. I think if they put some more time and effort into at least coaching the people they have do these classes, I think it would really help, because explaining something to someone via video is a lot different than explaining something, again, in a classroom setting. And I've done talent coaching. I've worked with on-air people a lot. It is, to their credit though, being on camera is difficult. It's not an easy thing to do. And I think they kind of need to be retrained in the way they present the information to make it more friendly to a video audience. So that's my biggest critique with some of the Craftsy classes. Like, some of the instructors, I've seen them kind of jump around or not explain things in a way that makes sense to me. And I'm like, what are they, like, it's not easy to follow. So I would say that's my criticism. But again, that's the thing. Like, I feel like I'm being pretty overly picky just because of my background. And that's why I'm a bit hesitant to point out certain people and say, that person sucks. I think that's kind of mean. And I also, just because I don't like a certain instructor, that doesn't mean you will too. So that's why I was more thinking about pointing out the instructors in the classes that I really did find helpful, just because I think that would be more productive and less mean. So yeah, that's where I'm right now. I don't know. I just feel so hesitant about kind of beating up on certain people, I guess. I don't know. Because again, I think if it was me in that situation, I think I would feel awful if I saw somebody talking about me like that. Even if it was meant to be constructive, I think I would still, if I saw that, I think my feelings would still be pretty hurt. Jackie, I appreciate your honesty about sponsorships. Thank you. And again, that's why, I kind of think of it from this perspective. If this is not something that I would want to watch, why do it? I've had some random businesses reach out and ask me if I want to do unboxings or reviews, but it's like products that like have nothing to do with anything. So I've kind of been like, yeah, no thanks. So we'll see. I mean, I'm cool with like a company being like, hey, let me send this to you. You can do whatever you want with it. I like the more informal arrangements where I tend to go with those more just because I feel like there's less strings attached. Like if somebody just sends something and says, yeah, just wanted to send this to you. If you want to do a review, cool. If not, that's cool too. There's a product I will be doing a review of soon. And again, like that's the thing, like to me, it's not like, and in some cases, I would almost rather buy the product than have a company send it to me. Just because like, especially the less expensive ones, like, I don't know, it's just not worth it to have those ties if it's a $10 product and you don't get to say what you want to say about it. All right. Rebecca, honey, the word is frugal. We are not cheap. Okay. Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Let's see here. I'm cool with saying cheap, frugal. I don't know. Joanne, I used the fabric left over from making clothes to scrap quilt. Great idea. Terial box wine rocks. It keeps much longer than bottled wine if you don't finish it quickly. That is a good point. All right, Jamie, I did the Craftsy Charming Baby Quilt as my first quilt project. Strongly recommend for beginners. Okay, good advice there. S. Douglas, I agree that more folks need to make their own clothes. Allison, does anyone know of a good brick and mortar fabric stores for garment fabrics besides Joann's? I'm finding that most of the fabrics there are quilter fabrics. Allison, I'm probably not the best person to ask. I mostly shop online. I would say look for, when I have Google mapped a few fabric stores like here in Atlanta, and I kind of look for anything with over a 4-star rating. Sometimes you might be able to find like a local gem if you are looking. But yeah, it is getting harder to find. And as we've seen with Free Spirit, it's kind of hard for some of these businesses to stay open. It's just, that's just the reality we're living in 2018. All right, Nard, cheap, use the word inexpensive, cheap. Use words like wise shopper, discriminating. Okay, I will try to do that. Although I do consider myself cheapskate, whatever. Okay, wise shopper, maybe discriminating consumer. All right, we could do that. Empress Noel, break time, proud. I got 2 patterns traced and muslin cut out. Awesome. Receiving blanket cut out, pinned and ready to sew. Thanks for keeping me entertained. Okay, I'm glad you think of me as entertaining and not annoying. I appreciate that. Yeah, Terry, good advice. Check your local Yellow Pages. Sewing Machine Store also gave me the names of a few that were a bit more of a drive. Ethel, will you be doing more videos of you actually sewing? Ethel, hey, try to cut me a break here. These live shows, I like to do them every Sunday, so this is more of a conversation. I do have some videos coming out where I will be doing some Serger techniques. These videos are the videos with me sewing, the production level there's a lot more of a time and resource commitment. I'm trying to do more. Just know that it can be a little bit challenging. So hopefully I will have more. I'm just really trying to do as much as I can. And I think the other thing that I do want to share is that lately I've been doing some more non-sewing projects, like the dollhouse video. I'm also working on a DIY project now that involves fabric, but is definitely not super specific to sewing, but I thought it would be fun to share anyways. So Ethel, hopefully you can cut me some slack here and just know that I might be expanding the horizons a little bit, but that's just because that's kind of where I'm going in my personal direction. And I was also thinking about it, and I do think doing some DIY type videos might have some crossover appeal. Like someone who might not necessarily come to a sewing channel, maybe they would come here to watch the dollhouse video and see all the sewing videos and be like, hey, what's that all about? So I'm also kind of thinking not only of the people who already sew, but again, my goal is to really encourage people that might not necessarily think about sewing first to maybe check it out. So hopefully you can stay with me. If not, I understand too. I, of course, love sewing, but I'm also trying to think of ways to get people here who might not be into sewing. Maybe they would be like, you know what? Yeah, I like dollhouses, and then get here and be like, yeah, that looks cool too. So yes, I am still sewing. It's just kind of, I have a lot of projects sort of all going on at once. So it's a little bit, it's been a little bit difficult lately, but yes, again, I'm not stopping sewing. I'm working on a quilt right now. And yeah, that's the thing. Like a lot of the projects I'm doing, like the quilt is definitely a project that's not a day project. So some of the projects I'm working on with the sewing stuff, they just take longer, again, because of the time factor. They also take longer to shoot. They take a lot longer to edit. So again, because this is not a channel just where I'm like just showing stuff I'm making, it can be pretty challenging. And here's the weird part too. Those videos, they get a lot fewer views, which is kind of strange. Like the videos I've done, particularly like the ones showing me making stuff, some of them haven't been doing like as good as you would think on a sewing channel. It's very strange, and it's like something I'm like kind of scratch my head and be like, what's that all about? I don't know. But yeah, I of course love sewing. But yeah, my personal interests have kind of widened, and I would also like to showcase that as well. In hindsight, I do somewhat regret calling the channel Sewing Report just because it does seem very specific. But you know what? I figured, if people really hate that, again, they don't have to come here, but again, I do want to be honest and say, there are other things I will be doing here. So hopefully you guys can understand that. All right, let's read some more comments. All right, let's see here. Fabric Order, what is a fair price for a PDF pattern? I feel like $9 to $10 is a little much considering you have to tape it all together. I feel the same way. I think, and that seems to be the going rate for a lot of indie pattern companies. I don't know what I'm not a pattern designer, so, again, I can understand where they're coming from. They're a small business. There are a lot of choices. I do think the more choices there are, maybe the prices would come down just because there's so much competition. I've also noticed a lot of indie pattern companies, particularly around the holidays, they'll offer sales, like they'll do Black Friday sales. So if you do think they're kind of pricey, it might be worth waiting until you see them do like a 25 or a 30% off sale and getting everything you want then. Like I bought some Fresh Stitch patterns a while ago, and she was having a $1 sale. So I bought like 5. And this company, I'll try to link them, that I found literally the cutest. I don't even have any kids, but I found the most adorable pattern company. I'll throw a link here in the chat box. It's called like Misuzu, and on your first order you get a 25% discount, and she has discounts if you spend a certain amount of money, which is awesome. And I've also linked this pattern below, the Julia Cardigan. It's by Mouse House Creations. That one I think was like a $9 pattern. Yeah, so that does seem to, I don't know why that price is what it is. I'm sure people who design patterns probably have a reason for it, and I can understand where they're coming from. Again, you know, they've got to, I guess, recoup for their time and effort going into making it. You know, I think that's cool. I don't really have a problem with it, but again, and also we've got the options like the McCall's $2.99 sale. So, I mean, on the upside, at least we do have some choices here, I guess. I don't know. Kate, I'm trying to sew with lightweight crepe and Georgette, slippery for me. All right. Jackie, Craftsy allowed me to pick another class because I was so disappointed with one I purchased. The instructor was not good. That's really actually kind of cool that they at least listened to you and let you, you know, do something else if you really didn't think that you liked it. All right, Empress Noel, I paid from $9 to $17 for indie patterns. I will get the printed one now if available. They are really better explained and seem to fit a real person rather than the tall, teeny gals on the runway. Yeah, I'm definitely not in that category of the tall and teeny, so I'm all for the real people too. Kate, I think Fabric Overstock Warehouses offers a chance to buy and try unique fabrics. Ooh. All right, there's one in Vancouver called Dress So. Look on Twitter, Instagram, no online shopping. All right, let's see here. Lots of comments. Okay, Liz, yay for Serger Techniques. Okay, actually, Liz, that's funny you mentioned that because ruffles are something that I have done. So I did a video. I haven't edited. I'm not sure when it'll drop, but it's about using the ruffle foot that comes with your serger. I would say for doing ruffles in general, I usually do the, I've started doing like 3 basting stitches and then, you know, pulling the strings. I find doing 3 has worked better than 2, particularly if you're using it to set in sleeves. That helped me quite a bit. All right, let's see here. Okay, I'm trying to read some comments. Okay. All right, Nancy, everyone does tutorials. I love your channel as a place to just hear sewing news and talk about sewing in general. I don't think you need to do tutorials. Nancy, that's kind of where I'm going. So I guess here's my opinion. When I've done like tutorial videos, like especially for projects, for some reason, like, I don't know, the interest doesn't seem to be there. Like the most viewed video, I think I might do more videos about specific techniques. Like, again, I did a video about just buttonholes. So like when I'm searching for videos, I'm not searching usually for like projects. I'm usually searching for specific things, how to set in sleeves, you know, again, zipper installation. That's a good suggestion. I might do some videos on doing bag hardware. That was requested. So I've got some ideas. I think I would also like to share like the making process behind projects. Like if I'm doing something that I kind of thought of the concept, I think I would like to do kind of like the Game of Thrones pillow or the quilt, the Sewing Report YouTube quilt, kind of showing how it was made without really it being a tutorial. Because I've noticed with me as a consumer, I look at a lot of tutorials, but how many of them do you actually make? Very few of them. When I'm looking for videos, I'm looking for how to set in sleeves, you know, how to insert how to do a sleeve cuff, you know, how to do a narrow hem. I'm usually looking for something that's just a one-off thing. So I think I would like to do videos like, you know, like I have a couple in mind, like how to do, like I have my own tip for a narrow hem. So stuff like that, like more like just little steps to get you where you want to go without it being a full out like, hey, here's how to make a dress or something. You know, again, we watch those, but we don't really, like my favorite types of videos are, like my husband and I watch some woodworking channels. They're not tutorials, but they just kind of show you how they're made. It's very cool to watch. So again, I am really trying to appeal to people who might not otherwise check out a sewing channel. At least if anything else, they can appreciate what we do. At best, maybe they'll be like, that looks really awesome. I want to try it. So again, I think that's why I like doing those videos because they show the process. It's not a full out tutorial. You can and if you do so, you can kind of get the gist of it. Like if you have experience sewing, you can watch the video and be like, you know what? Yeah, I can execute that because let's be honest, that's what, you know, I don't need a full out tutorial a lot of the times if I see how they did it. Like I'd be like, okay, I get that. All right, got a lot of good comments here. Wow. All right. Kate, good. All right. I can't even keep up today. You guys are fast. Okay. Let's see here. Rebecca's got a good tip. I recommend cutting out your pattern and then play with the leftover scraps to find the best stitch, seam, buttonhole interfacing for your garment. That's a good idea. So, like, you can practice with it before you try to work with the real thing. I like that. I need to do that more. Yeah, and it does help with some of the stress. I really like that. Okay. Oh, Valerie, I'm so glad you are here. If you remember, I had a private sewing lesson with a young girl. I told her about you. She now has you in her playlist. Valerie, thank you so much. And I will try to, knowing that there are kids watching, I will try my best to keep it family friendly here. I do watch a lot of channels that are a little more adult. But again, I kind of figure, I'm sure kids learn all kinds of stuff. I don't necessarily want to be the one to introduce them to certain things that are a little more advanced for their age. Let's just put it that way. All right, Terry, rotary cutting and safe use of one would be a great video. Okay, that's a good tip. I don't know if I would consider myself a safety expert. I've probably done some things that are not very safe. But thank you for the suggestion. And I appreciate that, Valerie. And that's the thing. I just want to, I'm definitely not a sewing expert. I'm not going to be designing fabric or patterns, probably ever. So yeah, don't worry. I'm not you're not going to come here and see an announcement one day that I'm starting to make patterns, because that is not something I'm good at. That is not something I could ever see myself doing. Vic, does anyone know where I can watch some videos about deciphering garment patterns, or a vid about making your first garment? I like that idea. I've seen a few blog posts about that sort of thing. That's a good idea. Maybe I could do one about at least figure reading patterns, or what to do when you get the pattern out of the envelope, something like that. That's a good idea. All right, Liz, good comment. A little more than Pinterest without being a full-blown toot will give inspiration. I like that. Oh, okay, yeah, Annette, I love the Sew Along Kittenish Behavior is doing right now. She is such a wonderful teacher. Yes, I really like Kittenish Behavior. I like her channel. I like her. She's got a great personality. She's British. She's got super great red hair. And that's the thing. I love all the sewing personalities on YouTube. We all have something different to offer. Again, she is a legit dressmaker. Again, I talked to Lisa and Marita recently, and Denise Wild. Also, I would love to recommend Denise Wild's channel if you haven't subscribed already. She has taught sewing for quite a few years, and her teaching style is great for beginners. She's easy to understand. She's relatable, and she explains things really well. So if you haven't subscribed, she has a lot of tips videos on her channel, and I really think her channel is one of the most underrated sewing channels on the internet. So if you haven't subscribed, she gifted me her DVDs, and they were they really helped me. I'd already been sewing for 3 years when I got them. They still taught me a lot, and they were meant for beginners. I was I didn't know you could do that. Denise is full of amazing tips. So if you haven't done it already, go over and check her out, show her some love, because she is such a cool person. Vic, I wouldn't be a tutorial video, but something to get it. Okay, I like that. So maybe what to do, what the heck do I do when I get a pattern? Okay, that's a good, all right, I actually should write that down. Okay, Vic, I'm writing down some of these suggestions. Okay, so we got, and again, I hope you guys can understand, it takes me a while to do some of these, and work on the projects, and also try to do my other random things I've got going on. Okay. And Nihi. Okay. Nancy Zeman. All right. Yes, of course, Nancy Zeman. And I am certainly not an expert with pattern grading and pattern fitting. I'm hoping maybe to learn some stuff from these Craftsy classes. That's why I decided to get them. All right. But yeah, I think I would definitely like to do some videos or a live show sharing some of the classes that I really liked. Because some of them are heroes, some of them are zeros, so I think it really depends. Okay, I like that. So pattern, pattern 101. Okay. Yes, and Empress Noel, that's a good one. So Easy and Professor Pincushion, they do have some good videos. Professor Pincushion especially has got some good videos about just text rate. Like she did a really cool one about like a fish, like kind of like a fishing line hem, stuff like that. All right, Marie, loved the interview you did with Denise. Yeah, okay, and Marie, if you enjoyed it, Denise and I are trying to do more of a longer term project together. So hopefully you enjoy. If you enjoyed that, I think you'll be very happy with what's going to be announced hopefully soon. So yes, okay. Vic, yes, I think I would like to see that. So like, yeah, what do you do when you get a pattern? Like, I can kind of show you, like, I'm not an expert, but I can maybe show like what I do with patterns. Because everyone kind of probably has like a different process or something. And I'm sure the way I do it probably isn't what everyone does. But that's a really, so yeah, and I do think zipper insertion would be a good one. I do have some tips for doing like the back zippers that I have found to be helpful. Hint, hint, use fabric glue. I use Fabri-Tac to keep my zippers in place while I'm sewing them. So maybe I'll do something like that. We'll have to see. Like, I've definitely done some things that have worked and have not worked over the years. So yeah, there's that. Oh, and I want to show you guys a photo. So one of our viewers named Anitra, she's been emailing me for a while, and she got I'm really jealous. She got a long arm quilting machine and she quilted this quilt on it. I think, what is that? Is that pattern called, like, is it called like fence? Was it like rail fence or something, like fence posts or something? I forgot the name of that pattern. Like rail fence? Yeah, I think it's called rail fence quilt pattern. And yeah, she's got this like really super cool looking long arm machine. Yeah, Anitra, thank you for sharing this with me. I'm super jealous. Will you invite me over to your house to hang out and use the long arm quilting machine? That's what I want to know. So yeah. Anyways, Anitra, thank you very much. And I do, this is a bit off topic, but I want to share this with you. So, in the description box, I have shared some information about a young man. So my husband is a big gamer. He's on the PlayStation Network as much as I'm sewing and doing this stuff. And he has come into contact and become friends with this young man who lives in Houston, Texas. And this guy is a senior in high school. His name is Alexis, and his mom is really sick. His mom, her kidneys are failing. She is in need of a kidney transplant, and they're like by themselves. She's obviously a single mother, and he's an only child. This kid's in high school, and he's caring for his mother. He is also going to school, and he also is working a part-time job to pay her medical bills. So I went over to the GoFundMe. Like, he started a GoFundMe just because I guess they're having a pretty tough time right now. And and again, I've already told you guys, I'm like super cheap. I'm not the type of person that really donates to a lot of stuff. But if you have a moment and you want to learn more about this young man, I would really encourage you to check out his story. Let me bring this up real quick. He's starting a GoFundMe just to help pay some of his mom's hospital bills. And it's just, I can't imagine being in high school and having to deal with that. Again, he's a kid. He's still a kid, pretty much. He should be doing kid stuff like getting ready for prom, looking forward to college, going out with his friends and doing silly stuff. But, I mean, what an amazing young man to be that. I mean, this is some real adult stuff here that this kid is dealing with. And so I donated to the GoFundMe. My husband and I did. And I kind of feel bad because, like, he started the GoFundMe like a month ago and, like, nobody, like, I was the first donation. But this is a legit kid. He really exists. My husband, like, sort of like how I'm, friends with you guys. This is my husband's friend. So if you want to check out his story, I linked his GoFundMe in the description box. I know it's kind of weird to ask you guys to do this, but I just felt very like affected reading this and learning more about this that I want to try to share it and spread the word. So yeah, his name is Alexis, and that's his mother. She's very, very sick, and they're dealing with this by themselves. Also, if you are in Houston and you know of any organizations that might be able to help this family, please let me know, and I would love to try to pass along that information. I keep these people in your prayers. My heart just really breaks when I hear about kids having to deal with this sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm going to try to end this show on a more of a positive note, but if you have a moment and you're in a position to do so and you can kick in a buck or something, definitely do that. Not for me, but for this family. Yeah. I can't read this without crying. And again, I know there's probably thousands, millions of other families dealing with difficult situations, but I really do feel like, and I think we've kind of seen this in the past week, there's always so much going on. There's so much heartache. There's so much tragedy. I think we can help make the world a better place by just trying to help other people out. Of course, you need to think about your own family too. So again, if you're not in a position to do so, if you're broke yourself, obviously don't do that. But, I guess the more I think about it, the more I realize helping people, helping others should really be in our DNA. So I just wanted to share this with you. I just feel so awful for what this kid and his mom are going through. Nini, what happened to Obamacare program? This kid, and again, I'm sure he's like 18. He's a senior in high school. He said in the GoFundMe he tried to reach out to the government, but he hasn't been able to get any, so they're getting no help from anybody currently. And what really struck me about this kid is that his mom doesn't know he's paying her medical bills. I guess she thinks the insurance is covering this, but it's not. It's not covering nearly enough. So he's working to pay her medical bills, but he says, things are just starting to pile up. He says things are just kind of piling up, and she does not know he's paying her bills. Because again, I can see why he did that, because he doesn't want, again, her health is so fragile. He does not want to stress her out, obviously, anymore. I guess her kidneys are at 8% now, or 7%, which is very, very bad. And she's on dialysis. She needs a kidney transplant. And again, kidney transplants are, I'm sure, insanely expensive. So yeah, her kidneys are at 8% and decreasing. That's not at all good. But when I read the part about her not knowing about it, what an amazing kid. So, and again, I'm sure for him, it's also very hard to ask strangers for money. Again, I would have a hard time doing this if I was in need of help. But I'd like to try to act as at least a bit of a surrogate for him. And yeah, so if you want to check it out, it's linked below in the description box. If you have an extra buck or so and you feel compelled to help this kid, definitely do so. If you don't, don't feel pressured to at all. Again, we all have different situations, and that may not be your thing. And in fact, I'm very skeptical. I see people asking for money all the time, and I personally rarely give to things. I've seen GoFundMes for people's weddings, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Certain things I don't think I would ever ask people for money for. But this one definitely seems to be something that is pretty literally very life and death. And next to the people asking for money for their honeymoon, I'm like, seriously, give me a break. So I'm not the type of person that typically I'm more likely to give to a Kickstarter, because at least with Kickstarters, you know, they're usually giving you some sort of product, like I gave to the Handmade Getaway Kickstarter. But again, I basically just bought a book. But thank you guys for watching. I know this show's gone a little long today, but I'm so happy to have this community. And also thank you guys, because we are almost at 10,000 subscribers. We're a couple hundred away, so we might get there. And I'm excited because that would mean once you get to 10,000 subscribers, you get this thing called a community tab. So it kind of acts as like a social media wall. So it'll basically kind of like, I'll be able to, like, in between videos and stuff, I guess I can post things there, give updates. We can kind of chat more in between shows. So I think that would be kind of cool once I actually, you know, once that feature is added. So, and thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. Yeah, and I apologize. I feel like I've been feeling very emotional this week. Obviously there's certain reasons why. But yeah. So anyways, let's try to end this on more of a positive note. Let me know if there was a topic you want to talk about next week. I don't really have anything in mind yet. So if there's something you want to chat about, let me know. I'm so glad we have this here, though, and that's why I'm glad to have this channel, is just because I get to meet so many people, and we all get to talk and discuss things that we feel are important to us, you know, like which Craftsy classes we like and which fabric is the most difficult to sew with. So, you know, as far as problems, you know, I feel like if that's the biggest problem I've got, you know, I've got it pretty good. So, let's have a party. Oh, I like that. When we hit 10K, all right, so what kind of party should we do? All right. And you know what? I think when we do hit 10K, I think I'm going to do a quote unquote de-stash on Instagram. And by de-stash, that pretty much means, you know, like, hey, for $1, I will ship you a bunch of patterns, that sort of thing. Just so it's technically not a giveaway. But I think I might do something like that to say thank you. Something like that. All right, so yeah, I like that idea. Okay, so 10K party. We'll dress up and have some wine. I like that. Okay, so live sew in our PJs and chat, drink boxed wine, and giggle. I think we could do that. So that'll probably be hopefully in the next couple of weeks. This channel seems to be growing. I think some people unsubscribed after the dollhouse video. That's okay. You know, and I guess that the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what, if someone's so rigid that they, you know, get offended if I post something even slightly outside the realm of sewing, you know what, that's okay. You know what, I think I'd rather have people here that, like, are maybe a little more relaxed about that sort of thing. And the more I thought about that, you know, like I'm sure this channel is not for everybody. I'm sure there are people on the internet that think I suck or that hate me. And that's okay. Not everyone's gonna like you. And you know, I've accepted that a long time ago, believe me. So some people are just, no matter what you do, some people are just trolls and haters. And you know what, if they want to do that, if that's the way you want to roll, you know, that's the way you're going to roll. And I'm not going to be changing their minds. All right, let's see here. We got S. Douglas. I have some slippery lining that just skitters away when... Oh, that sounds... All right, what kind of fabric? Is it polyester? I do have some knit polyester fabric that has been... Maybe I should try the Terial Magic out on that. It is ironable, but it's probably at a very low setting. I did use it for a lining on, I think, a skirt. And I did have some problems with it. But yeah, maybe I should try it out on that. That might work. Okay. Yeah, Nancy, I love the dollhouse stuff. You do whatever you want and let's drink wine. Okay, so that clearly I need to buy more wine. Okay. Vic, nobody can be obsessed with only one. And that's the thing I run into is, like, I love sewing, I love quilting, you know, but this dollhouse stuff really gets my juices going too. You know, it's a lot of fun. I realize it can be slightly weird since I don't have kids. All right, been playing with fabric on acrylic and ink tints. What's ink tints? That sounds really neat. All right, Rebecca, no genuine person will be liked by all. Yeah, and believe me, I know. In fact, I commented, like, sometimes I comment on other people's videos, like, and some of the things you get, like, some of the comments back are, like, really, like, you're like, wow, how does this person exist? Yeah, I don't know. All right, S. Douglas, weird people who don't like dollhouse stuff. All right. Rachel, that video made me want to do that, but then I realized I don't. Yeah, I know I guess now I have more time than I did while I was working at the job, but even now I feel like I have less time, I'm working more than I have in than I ever have in my life, but I'm enjoying it so much more. So thank you guys you are the reason I can do this. So thank you very much. All right, Empress Noel, fusible form tape works also. Ooh, I like that. All right, Nancy, my machine has a pin feed that really makes slippery stuff a breeze. Ooh. Yeah, what is a pin feed? That sounds like something I need too. All right, Ellen, great show today. Thank you very much. All right, Vic, let's be honest here. I love so many more things than just sewing. I love the outdoors, animals. I'm a conservationist. I'm death positive. I have many passions, and so do others. All right. Thank you. I really appreciate these comments, and thank you. I realize these shows sometimes get off on a bit of a tangent, but that's the fun of it, is that, again, we're like sewing we're not just people who sew. We do other stuff. There's more to us, and I guess that's one of the reasons I want to do this channel, is to show that, people who sew are not lame. Like, we're cool people. I swear. We got a lot of stuff going on. It's not like we're like sticks in the mud or something. We are exciting people. I'm exciting even though I never leave my house and wear Hello Kitty pajama pants every single day. So, I think my life is pretty damn exciting, even though probably other people would think I'm boring, but that's okay. I like my life. We all like our lives, hopefully. So, anyways, I'm about to, actually, funny you should mention that, because I am about to go pick up some more wine and spaghetti sauce. So, that's on the agenda to go shopping right now. So yeah, I'm going to be going to Walmart after this show, because that's how I roll. Walmart. So thank you guys for joining me. It seems like we had a lot of people in here. And yes, again, back to our original topic. If you do have fabrics that you have difficulty sewing, feel free to leave it in the comments. And also, if you have any tips for sewing with fabrics that you find to be kind of a pain in the butt, sharing is caring. Let's share the info, help each other out. Maybe it can lead to less frustration. I've gotten some really good video ideas during this show. And I would agree. I think at 10,000 subscribers, we need to do some sort of live show party. And maybe I will be announcing some stuff on the D-Stash Instagram account. Like, I think that might be happening too. So I think that's what I'll do. Yeah. I'm not sure like how I'm going to do. I know a lot of you guys watching are not in the US. I wish the shipping rates were not so insanely expensive for stuff like that. But I'm trying to think of ways to do stuff to show more love to the non-United States folks watching. But man, like, these giveaway rules suck, and shipping rates are terrible. And I wish that was not the case. So hopefully you guys understand. So yeah, it is what it is. But I really appreciate watching. And thank you for the comments. Thank you for the love. And let's keep sewing. I'm gonna be I'm working on it today. I'm actually not sewing. I've been doing some light woodworking. I know that sounds strange. I haven't done woodworking or anything like that since 7th grade. I think, was it 7th grade? Maybe it was 9th grade. I'm trying to remember if it was middle school or high school. I had shop class. with the crazy. My teacher was a bit crazy. Deshinda, is anyone else doing the Sew My Style challenge? I think I've seen some stuff on Instagram about it, but I haven't. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't really been paying attention this week. So, but again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next week. Maybe at that point we'll be doing our 10. So basically, I think how this will work is whenever we hit 10K, the party will be the week, the next show after that. How about we do that? But I'm excited. I think this community tab could be awesome for us. And in between shows, then at least we can have a place to also chat and converse as well. Because I don't know, like Facebook, I feel like is not the best place for that. So, but yeah. Nihi, make a sewing box with your... I didn't make a box, but this is going to sound crazy. I'm going to try to make some dollhouse furniture that also involves a little bit of sewing. So I hope you guys have a great week. A happy Sunday to everybody and happy sewing this week. Again, I'm Jennifer Moore. And if you are still tuned in to the end of this show and you don't think I'm nuts, feel free to subscribe if you like sewing or if you want to learn about sewing. Or if you're just here and you find this entertaining and you don't sew, you can also still subscribe. And I really appreciate everyone watching. Throw me, be sure to hit that like button also if you, we're not totally turned off by this show. I will see you guys all next week and have a great one. I'm about to head to Walmart and buy some boxed wine.